I'm doing okay. How are you?
Yeah, it's quite busy day for me. I didn't join the class this morning.
You didn't or you did?
Didn't
Ah, okay.
because very busy day for me today. So I'm so sorry.
It's all right.
Okay.
Good morning, Nock.
Good morning.
Good morning. How was your day yesterday?
My day was long and long day yesterday. After finish class with our class, I have another class until noon. Yeah, that's mean midnight in Thailand.
Oh.
And then I went to bed and got up early because my work department have like a Halloween party.
Oh, what did you do at the Halloween party? We were just talking about Halloween this morning.
Yeah, so actually we just have like food and paint pumpkin.
Paint a pumpkin,
Yeah.
not carve a pumpkin.
No, no one carve it. We just paint it.
I've never heard of painting a pumpkin.
Uh, uh, right now, I mean nowadays, United States, they many people still carve it, but many of them is painted.
Huh,
Yeah, it's very good.
interesting.
Yeah, like whatever you like that to be like on picture on that, you just paint it.
I
Kind of.
mean, it's easier.
Yeah, it's easier.
Has anyone here ever tried to carve a pumpkin?
I haven't got any experience about carving a pumpkin. Just other food like cucumber or ginger,
Oh.
small one, ginger. Yes.
But do you put a candle inside them?
No, no, just like a ginger and put like a vinegar and a little bit salt and sugar. It's stuff it and
Ooh,
make it like a starter.
it sounds tasty.
It's nice.
Yeah, I heard somebody in the morning class said that in Thailand, many people will carve like mangoes and watermelons.
Yes, right. Watermelon.
Watermelon.
Yes, watermelon. Like that.
I think it's an interesting idea. I mean, in the UK, we will carve pumpkins and we will do it for Halloween. We will make jack-o'-lanterns, like I was talking about in the morning class. So we will carve. First of all, what do you do? First, you take the top off, right? Secondly, you put your hand inside the pumpkin and you take all of the stuff out, because there's lots of seed and lots of things inside the pumpkin. And then you start carving. But it can get a little bit messy. It can get a
Do
little
you
bit
have
messy.
experience to carve the pumpkin? Have you got experience to carve the pumpkin?
Yeah, when we were a child, almost every year we would do it. But I know how to use a knife because I know how to carve wood, and it's not so different.
And you like to have the party at the Halloween day? Ceremony?
Mm, Again, when I was a kid, we didn't have one because my parents were quite strict. They didn't think it was a good holiday. But when I'm an adult now, because I couldn't do it when I was a child, now I love to have a Halloween party. It's my favorite. It's one of my favorite parties.
You wear something like a clothes? Yes?
Yeah,
Dress and make up yourself like a
exactly.
pumpkin.
So I was trying to find a picture. I don't think I have a picture, but a couple of years I went and I really, in English, we have an expression, a phrasal verb, to go all out. Do any of you guys know what that means? To go all out.
No idea.
It means you put like 120% of effort into something. So, for example, I can say, for this Halloween party, I really went all out. It's like maybe other people just put on like a black dress, but I committed. I spent like 1 month preparing. I got everything perfect. You can say I went all out. I went all out. Yeah. Let me get my Google Doc open. Okay. Hello, Earth.
Hello, teacher.
Hello, how are you today?
I'm doing well. And you?
I think I'm doing well. Yes. Do you guys remember Heidi? She came to visit today at the IB Hat Foundation, so it was very nice to speak to her. She just came to introduce herself on one of the classes for 10 minutes. She is a foreigner. She's American. She works in Bangkok.
Yeah, I saw her once. She
Yes, exactly. And so she came today. She stopped by. Another phrasal verb. What does this one mean? She stopped by. Yeah.
She come to visit, right?
Yeah, it's like she was driving somewhere or she was going somewhere, and on the way she just popped in. Yeah, another phrasal verb. She popped in to say hello. She stopped by, she popped in, I went all out. Those are our 3 phrasal verbs for today.
And what about drop by?
She dropped by. Drop by is very similar, but drop by suggests it's a shorter period of time. So, oh, I'll just drop by. That means maybe like I literally just need to give somebody something and then I will go. But stop by maybe could be coffee or a longer talk. Earth, what is your background? Is this a rabbit? Is this... Oh, it's a cat. Whose cat is this? Do you know this cat?
Sorry, teacher. I don't do that.
That's okay. Slowly, slowly, slowly. Okay. Do you know this cat?
This cat?
Mm.
I saved this picture of Instagram my friend.
Oh, okay.
This cat's my friend.
Mm.
Because in my grades, have the rules, not to have cat and dog.
I mean, it's a very cute cat. Very cute. Very cute. Okay. Let me share my screen. Let's make this a bit bigger, 150, and what font size? Let's make it size 14. And let's say hello to people on Facebook. Primrose says, "Good evening, Miss May. I'm so sorry for being late. I have a slight problem with the internet. Please don't worry. Please don't worry. Thank you very much for coming. I really appreciate it." B says, "Today we have 3 classes, morning, afternoon, and evening." Yes, some people have been here for all 3 classes. It's 8 hours of English class today. That's a very long time. So if you stayed for my class and also Phil's class, and then my class again, all I can say is thank you very much. Thank you. Okay. Easy Shopping Mall says hello. Hello, Easy Shopping Mall. Good afternoon to you. Good evening to you, I should say. Okay, so today we're not going to talk about legends anymore, unfortunately. We need to talk about something else. But first of all, I'd like to start with a short game. Okay, I'd like to start with a short game. This is quite a fun game to play, even in Thai or in your native language, you can play this game. This game is called Taboo. Does anyone know this game?
I have no idea. I haven't played this.
Then I'll explain how it works. So what you have to do, okay, is you have to choose one of these cards and you have to describe this word. So the word at the top. But you cannot use these words here. These words are taboo. What that means is they are forbidden. Okay? So let me give an example. Let's say my word is monkey. So you are trying to guess what word, but you can't say the word animal. Well, I can't say the word animal, tree, zoo, or banana. So I could say, this is a living creature that is not a human, that is very similar to humans and lives in the forest and has a long tail, for example. And then maybe you can guess monkey.
King Kong.
That sounded like Duck. Is Duck here? Yes, yes, she is.
Hello, Pitu. Hello, Tina. Hello, Kak Pitu, Kak Tiani. And Koi too.
Yes, secretly.
Sorry, Teacher May, can I interrupt?
Please.
Because you have greeting Mr. Easy Shopping. He is our head of the Skyline magazine. We
Oh.
invite you to be writing something or a column in our magazine before you left to India. Maybe it's about your experience studying our teacher for the English class.
I can do that. Just let me know any more information and let me know how long and exactly what you'd like, and then I can do that. Thank you. And thank you, Easy Shopping Mall. Even if I learn your real name, even if I know your real name, I will prefer to call you Easy Shopping Mall. I think it's a perfect name.
So you can call him Pitong.
Okay, Pitong. Okay. Him or her? Okay, okay. Okay. So I should say P even if it's a guy also? If they are older than me?
P is mean elder, like
Oh. I thought maybe it was like older sister.
for the person who elder than us, we call P. But the others younger than us, we say no.
Okay. I thought maybe it was just for girls because actually, can I be honest, in my time in Thailand, apart from Venerable Napan and his father, I actually have not met many men. I have only met women. So I was not sure if what I should call an older man. Okay, that's very interesting. Okay, thank you. So do you guys understand how the game works? Okay, I'm going to choose a word. It's not one of these words. Okay, I'm going to choose a different word. But when you do it, you should choose one of these words. Okay? Okay, this word, this is something that you drink. This is something that every human being needs in order to survive. Water, yes, exactly. So just like this, okay? Duck, I'd like you to start. So choose one of these words. Don't tell us which one, but you should describe it, and you cannot use these words below. You cannot use them. Okay, can I stop you there? You used the word road. So look carefully. You are not allowed to use these words. Oh, okay. In that case, you did very well. I don't want you to look at this when you are driving. Please be safe. Okay, very nice. Okay, I'm not going to guess. I would like now the other students to guess. Knock, can you try, please?
Okay, I'll try. We lie down every night.
I know.
After work or you want to take a nap, you can lie down.
I know what it is. And Pidok, you can guess even if you can't see the screen, right? You can just guess what it might be.
I think she tried to talk about the bait.
Yeah. Very nice. Okay, Pidani.
When we wake up early morning, we work all day, and after that, after working so hard, we have take having the dinner. After dinner, we need this one. We need this one.
After dinner,
After dinner, at the night time, we have to
bed. Also bed.
what we do on the bed.
uh, Danny, are you choosing one of these words or are you choosing your own word?
In the car.
You mean it here?
Oh,
I have no idea, Danny, what this word could be. Milk? Do you drink milk after dinner? I don't know.
I get it.
Okay. Okay.
I think dinner, right?
After dinner, we have to go to at the night time. We so sleepy. We have to go to.
But
So you choose the word same as no, right? Okay. But for the word sleep, you cannot say about it, right? Yeah, because no already try that word. I choose the word sleep.
okay, but this is not. So these words, I understand now. Yeah, you should choose these words.
Okay. Can I get one more?
Yes, try again.
Okay. When we need to go somewhere, we have to go to this place. Check in.
Airport.
Right.
Okay, nice.
Get it.
Okay. Does anyone else want to try? Earth, would you like to try?
So let me try again.
Okay.
A small creature that like every time we saw it fight with the dog and
Ah.
it has the famous character in cartoon named Garfield.
I think Earth gave the answer. I think Earth, you said, is it cat? Yeah. Okay, very nice. Okay, let's look at some new ones. Okay, here we go. Okay.
Is my body like that?
Can I guess? Is it orange?
No.
Okay, can you give?
Information?
Oh! Oh no. I guessed orange.
100 kilograms.
Oh, okay. But if you work hard, if you have, I guess maybe you are very busy, right?
I'm busy, but I'm studying. I'm working in a university.
Mm.
I have a little time for but I want to learn English.
Thank you very much for coming. And I think, you know, it sounds like you study hard, right? You study English hard. So if you work hard, maybe you can also be a little healthier also. Mm. Mm. Actually, I said to everyone, since I came to Thailand, I put on a lot of weight. I put on a lot of weight since I came to Thailand. Because everyone is drinking like soda all the time. And me too, right? If someone offers me soda, I will drink it because it's tasty and I want it. And so I can't blame anyone, you know, it's my fault. But at the same time, it's quite funny to me. I expected, you know, Thai people to be very healthy, with like beautiful Thai food, coconuts and noodles and Thai curry. But actually, I.
During the trip, our last trip.
Right. Yeah, so I.
He said every trip that he goes to Thailand, he lost like more than 10 pounds.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's from sweat. It's hot.
But then I'm coming in a nice cool period, right? It's kind of like the Thai autumn, the Thai winter now, right? So it's not so hot. Hmm.
But it seemed not like a winter.
It's for me, it's not winter, but it's not as bad as the summer in China. The summer in China was really just, oh, it was so hot. So, and I guess the summer in Thailand is also very, very hot. Like the real summer, I mean. What do you do in the summer? What do you do? Do you just stay inside the whole time? Do you go outside or do you just like sit in your house?
Actually, I heard last summer in Thailand, it's hot, very, very hot. Many foreigners got heat stroke. That's what I heard.
Oh my gosh. I think also because foreigners, many of us, if we are from Western countries, we don't really know how to prepare for the heat. We don't know how our body is going to react to this heat. Like for me, when I first went to Korea, and I have had many hot summers, but I think Korea was the hottest because I had to work every day. And to work, I had to walk for 45 minutes because there was no bus. So after school, you know, at maybe 4:30 or 5, it was still very, very hot. And I remember one day I actually did get like heat stroke. I had to sit in the shower for 4 hours afterwards with the cold because I felt like I was vomiting, I was like shaking, and I couldn't get cold again. So after this, I was a little bit nervous about the heat.
Very dangerous. So be careful about hydrate. Need to drink a lot. Take care.
That's it. I think I forgot.
And you have to went to see the doctor. How that
At the time, I didn't go because I was living by myself, so I didn't want to go outside again.
right now everything okay, right?
Oh, yeah. This was 1 year ago. This was a long time ago.
And how long you stay in Korea?
I was living in Korea for 1 year.
And what about Thailand? How long have you been living here?
Only a very short time, just 1 month.
It's your vacation, right?
Kind of, yeah.
But you work every day. You have to
No, today, for example, I went on a wonderful walk. Nearly like 2 hours I went on a walk. It was very nice.
but in this you have to be careful because very outside high temperature.
Mm,
Take care of
thank you. Thank you. I will take care. Okay, let's try one more of these games, okay? So we had hippo. Oh, okay. Oh dear. Okay. Danny, would you like to try one?
Okay. When we have to communicate to Miss May to Thailand, we have to communicate this one. Let you guess. Phone.
English.
For this one, we use this one around the world.
English.
Very good.
Okay. Yeah.
Sorry. Don't try.
Yes, Pete. Okay.
I'll try. So yesterday everyone have it, and for communication as well. In the morning, someone like many people addicted to this device.
Phone.
Yay! Thank you.
/S is the tool. Wow.
Mrs. Holmes has a phone. Yes. Very nice. Okay, Mrs. Holmes, your turn. Yes. You can choose, if you can't see this, it's okay. You can choose any word in English and you can describe it and we should guess. It's your choice.
This is a tool or equipment that is shaping our world
Mhm.
and is about the technology.
Mhm.
We can use it. Say again.
Very nice.
Wow, it's very spicy.
Okay, now let's try another set, okay? Just for a few more minutes. Okay, can you see these words? Yeah. Okay, I'm going to choose one, and I'm going to use a different method. I want to see if you guys can guess this. So this word, we use it in an English idiom. So the rest of the English idiom is, they are like two in the night, or they are like in the night. What this means is two people who maybe they are in each other's lives for just a few days, a few moments, and then they continue on their own lives. So, for example, you meet someone on holiday and you have the most fascinating, deep conversation with them, and then you never see them again in your life. What else can I say? I mean, I can easily tell you what this is. We have done an English lesson on this topic. We have done an English lesson on this topic, although maybe not. I think you were asleep. Maybe. But everybody else, we have done an English lesson on this topic. We talked about the impact of this thing on the environment because there was an oil spill into the ocean. What is this thing? No, I can't say ocean for water. So there was an oil spill from this thing into the water. Yeah, it's a ship. So our expression, like ships in the night, you know, let's see if we can find a picture for this actually. It's a famous song also. No, I can't. I absolutely cannot. I appreciate your trust, but no. So like here you can see, for example, one ship, they are alone on their own ocean. It feels like they are totally alone, right? They have the heavy, dark sky, the immense, dark ocean, and they are like a tiny insect in between the endless sky and the endless ocean, right? And then suddenly in the night, they see another light and they can't come too close. They are both on their own paths, but maybe they can just like wave at each other as they go by. So we use this expression like ships in the night to talk about people who have like a meaningful moment of connection, but then they just, you know, they pass on their own life. They go back to their own life. Can you guys think of an example? When have you met someone and it was like ships in the night?
Yeah, I have one time teacher.
Mm.
So my parents, many years ago, I met one Thai lady at the airport. It's the I forgot the name of in Russia. What the biggest one in Russia?
The biggest one?
Yeah, the airport.
Oh, Moscow.
Yeah, Moscow. Yeah. So we on the way to meet her, but the Thai lady she's on the way to Sweden. So, but that's how it is. I remember it's like long, beautiful. It's like very cheap hour.
Oh, a cheap flight, right?
Yeah, we have like so when I say hi to her and I knew that she's Thai, so we start like having conversation. It's really nice, it's like 18 hours become like shorter.
Wow.
Get to talk a lot of things and asking like why you go there and she told me that her story is kind of wonderful story.
Thank you for sharing that story.
Yeah. Thank you.
Okay, let's share again. So like ships in the night. Here we go. Actually, let's try and read this quote because this explains this. This explains this. Danny, would you read this for us, please?
Sure. They are those who pass like ships
there are friends who sail together through quiet water and stormy water,
Stormy.
helping each other through joys
Strife.
and they are the kind who give meaning of life.
Thank you very much. Actually, this is like a poem. I don't know if you noticed. Right. Then sail out of sight with never a backward glance of regret. Folks we know briefly, then quickly forget. Then there are friends who sail together through quiet waters and stormy weather, helping each other through joy and through strife. And then there are the kind who give meaning to life. And they are the kind who give meaning to life. It's like a poem. Right, so what is this quote saying? Who can explain this quote? What are the two types of friends that this quote is talking about?
Just like one kind of friends that the one who sells together, and another kind of friends just like meet and sing, something like that.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. So there are those people. So in this poem, or it's not a very good poem, but it is a poem. Technically, it is a poem, but it's quite a bad poem. In this poem, it's like looks like a Facebook post or something, you know. It identifies two types: one who meet for a moment, then sail out of sight with never a backward glance of regret. What is a glance? What is a glance? A glance means you look quickly at something. So here, a backward glance means you quickly look behind. And it's not even a long look. So they're saying they don't even glance back, right? A glance is like, if you can see me, a glance is like, you know, it's very short. It's not a long look. And they don't even regret it for one instant. Folks, what about this word? Knock, do you hear this word in the US? Can you explain to everyone what is this word?
What's folk mean, when they ask me, no, how you folk doing? Like,
Ah,
who my folk,
can you explain to everyone what this word means?
folk like family, dad, mom.
So it has two meanings, and this is a very American word. We will never say folks in the UK, but it's quite a nice word. It sounds quite friendly and warm, you know? Folks, yeah, in this context, it just means people. So it can mean just people, but if I say your folks, then it means your people. Who are your people? Of course, they are your family. We know briefly, so we know just like for 1 week, 1 day, and then forget. Then there are friends who sail together through quiet waters and stormy weather. Do you remember, when do we say waters with an S? Because usually we don't put the S on water, right? We don't say one water, two waters. So what's going on here?
I have no idea.
Thank you for your honesty. Yeah, this one we also talked about in one lesson, in one class, but you know, we talked about many things, so it's easy to forget. Waters with an S like this actually means seas or oceans or lake. It means like a big body of water. So quiet waters is kind of an expression. It's like we often use these words together, quiet waters, and you can also say stormy waters, troubled waters. It's like, imagine you are a boat and you are sailing through a particular place in the sea, right? This is waters. So whenever we say waters, we don't think of drinking, we always think of the sea. Helping each other through joy and through strife. What do you guys think? What is strife? What does it mean? What about from the context? Quiet water and stormy weather, joy and strife. Is it going to be a positive thing or a negative thing?
I think it's negative.
Yeah, it's a negative thing, right. So strife means there is conflict or there is trouble. And it's quite a formal word. We don't use it maybe in everyday English, but there is one very memorable occasion when we do use it, and that is when we are getting married. When we are getting married. So you know in the West that when we are getting married, we have our wedding vows. So the priest or the vicar will say, "Do you, Melissa May, solemnly swear to take blah, 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 blah," like this, right? And one of the wedding vows is like in sickness and in health, right? Like for better and for worse. There are lots of different wedding vows, and one of them is through joy and through strife. So strife means like trouble or difficult times. Okay. Do you agree with what this quote is saying, that the second type of friend is always better than the first type of friend? What do you guys think?
I agree, teacher.
Mm-hmm. And then silence. Okay.
First. Okay, my turn.
Okay. Tell me, and then tell me why. I want to know why.
Could you give me like a question?
Sure. So do you agree with what this quote says? So this quote says that, you know, the second type of friend is always better than the first type of friend. They give meaning to life. Do you agree with this?
The first one walk away, and the second one along together, never walk alone. I think the second one is better than the first one. That's my idea.
I think we all agree, right? I think the second one is better than the first one. But I will say there are some people, like Nock is describing, people that we don't know, but that change our lives totally, and maybe they don't even realize it. Have you guys had an experience with something like this? You meet someone maybe for one day, for one evening, even for 1 week, but they change your life completely.
Yeah, I think I met this one. Can I share the experience?
Please.
When I was like a 10 years, maybe in grade 7 or grade 8, I got a chance to see one lady. She came from Canada. At that time, like a comedian in Killing Field, if you remember about Killing Field in Cambodia.
Oh, yeah.
So many refugees. When I was young, I lived in Alanyamaten. It's quite near the border of Cambodia. In my dream, when I was young, I want to speak English. It's my dream. But I start my English when I studied in grade 5 in high school in Japan.
everyone start to study English in grade 5. Start alphabet only about small one. And when I saw her walk past my home, I say hello to her. Like, hello, where are you getting to? This is the first foreigner that I met.
Wow.
She turned and come to talk to me. And I asked her, where are you going? She just told me that she wants to walk around the small state, small town. I told her, if you want to go somewhere, I will ride. I used my bicycle and she sat at my back. I took her around to Tipco. I took her to make a wish in front of that. And she took me back to the town. She's a nurse at that time. Yeah, she's so kind to me, And since that day, she's just like the light of the window and so impacts in my heart. Like I start my English at that time, and I wish one day I gonna speak English with them. Okay, because of the afternoon, the one who come to Thailand. Up to now, I think about this lady, but I cannot contact her because at that time no internet. That's my impression until now. She is the first one that so impacted about the English. That's it.
Thank you so much for sharing. That was a really beautiful story. Thank you.
Thank you, Danny. That is a very touching story. Thank you, Davina. And can I say more?
Please.
And you notice your name. You so kind. In my heart, you are smiling made my day. And I saw your face and that I feel very strong in my heart. Not only that, you so perfect teacher ever. So kind. I second that.
Oh.
Beautiful. I'm gonna get up to learn with her, to talk to her. Yeah. Thank you so much. She just like a magic power for me every day. I want to come and join and see like her face, her smile, her voice. I studied over the last lesson, the previous lesson. Even before sleeping, after finish the class, I cannot do anything. I cannot sleep well. I have to turn on your voice. Just like that. Makes me feel asleep. And I thought that after finish this class, how can I get to be the normal life? Because I cannot see her.
Oh.
I don't want to lose you again, just like I lost the Canadian friends that one. I'm so scared to lose you, just like that. Thank you.
Thank you so much for your kind words. And
already, and you have to your own kingdom already.
my own kingdom. Melissa Land. I quite like it. Thank you. I mean,
Lovely.
for me, from my side of things.
Your voice is so beautiful. When I listen some podcast, I was thinking your voice even could listen your voice when I'm working. It's like beautiful.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Be honest. So when I was working, I listened some TBS class and recording class to listen to UI and learn English at the same time.
Mhm.
So you can do like a Benedict Cumberbatch leaving the book, right? In own chairs. You too.
chapter 2. Like this, right? Oh, thank you very much, guys. Thank you for your kind words. And thank you, Danny, also for sharing your story. Does anyone else have anything that they would like to share like this? Any stranger or someone, maybe not a stranger, but someone who you are not close to, who has impacted you in some way? Does anyone else have an experience like this?
Actually, one time, I mean, I'm working I'm working at the hotel, so I met a lot, like many guests. And one day, uh, one lady, I went to say, "Good morning, good morning, ma'am. How you doing?" So, and we start talking about the weather.
Mhm.
She's not from here. She's not from Kansas City. She's from somewhere else. And when I start talking with her, she smiled and she said, "No, your English is very good. It made me like when I heard it, like, thank you for your kind words, and maybe like I have to study harder, I know it's like not perfect, but like I told you, when you try to talk to someone that they know that you're not a native speaker, but you try to talk to them and tell them story, or they kind of impressive with you, and I have like, oh, I'm gonna make my English better, that kind of, when you get like compliment or kind words, make you like inspiration to do something more. That's for me. I even know her, but I talked to her and she talked to me, and I got compliment from her and make me like, okay, I'm gonna do better. I'm gonna do better. Yep. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I love that. And I love the conclusion that you drew from that, which is that just a few kind words from a stranger can be a source of inspiration, maybe for like many weeks, many months, even many years. They can be a source of inspiration. Yeah. And it's good of her also to notice. It's good that she took the time to notice and talk to you.
So may I share about the story that for the person and that I never met that
Please don't say Benedict Cumberbatch.
that's it.
Okay, you can tell everyone if you like. Yeah.
Yeah, because on last, I think I'm sharing with you that I have started to learn Violin since 4 years ago.
Mm,
And you know why?
I can guess.
Sherlock Holmes, violin, when he thinking something and he needs to get some idea and he played violin. And then the like in the news or the PR team that said that Benedict Cumberbatch can learn violin in a week. Something is not true. It's weeks also. And I know that violin is the most difficult instrument that hard really to learn and play. So that's why I think if Benedict Cumberbatch can do that, I can do also. So then I tried to find a school to teach me how to learn violin, and I called to a school and asking them, "Oh, do you teach the old lady?" Because
No, Duke. No, no, you're 21. You will always be 21.
and I see many students that are young and like more in school. So I called them and asked them, "Do you teach the old ladies like me?" And they said, "Yes, we taught everyone. So you can come and observe how it go with our teacher, and then we can make decision later if you're interested." also teacher observe me also that how she has skill to learn on. So she just come and go, you know. And the teacher said, okay, I can teach you, and I think you have potential to learn. And then I start to buy the violin as it's not too expensive that I can afford it. And then I start to learn it. Maybe sometime I didn't go to school often because I have a busy time. Maybe I study twice in a month.
Mm.
But for years now I can play some easy song. And then that's why these people that I didn't see him before, but it impacted me to change my hobby or my leisure time.
Thank you so much for sharing. I think it's a lovely story. And I think, like, I was kind of teasing you about Benedict Cumberbatch. But actually, to be honest, I think that the power that celebrities have in the world to inspire people, if they use it correctly, actually is a very wonderful thing. And like, it's easy to tease people, especially to tease a woman for liking a man. Like, it's very easy, right? But actually, they can inspire you and they can lead to wonderful things. So I always joked about like me learning Chinese because of The Untamed, right? This television show. And the truth is much more complicated than that. The truth is that I had decided to learn Chinese already. And so I was learning maybe for like 2 months. Then I watched this television show and I thought, I don't understand anything. I understand nothing. But for some reason, I thought, hey, this is an entirely different type of like storytelling with totally different magic, totally different stories. Like it felt like I came across something like Harry Potter, but from like the other side of the world, right? And so for me, it wasn't that I learned Chinese because of The Untamed. It was that The Untamed was an introduction to like how rich Chinese culture is, how many stories there are, how many legends and mythology, like all of this. And for many people, popular culture like music or films or TV actually serves as an introduction. So like now, for example, I am learning, classical Chinese. I'm reading like difficult books. No one is going to mock me because they think that I'm just like a little girl, who loves this TV show. But actually, that's how many people start. Like you're saying, Duc, they find something new because of a celebrity or because of media. And I don't think that's a bad thing, even though it's easy to mock. What do you guys think about this? Yeah. Okay. Let's have a 10-minute break and then we will come back and I will share my story quickly about my person who inspired me. Okay, I'll see you guys in 10 minutes. Okay. Hello, hello. Hello, hello. Okay. Welcome back and welcome to PM Sec also, who is joining us. Good evening, good evening.
Good evening, teacher and everyone.
How are you today?
Okay, it's good. Sorry for toilet again.
It's okay. I think you are busy.
I want to say better late than never.
Yes, better late than never. Better late than never. Okay, so maybe I can share with you guys first my story about like meeting someone who kind of changed my life, really. I talked about this a little bit when Venerable Nabhan was like interviewing me on our first English class, but I'm happy to talk about it again. So originally I wasn't planning to go to university because I was just so angry with school. I hated school. I really had a terrible time. I didn't really have any friends. I was bullied. Like the teachers were only interested in me because I had good grades, you know, good examination results, all of these kind of things. So I really hated school and I thought university will be the same. What's the point? What's the point in going when I will just be like many thousands of pounds in debt that I will have to give back to the government? And for what? I can learn anything on my own. Why do I need to go to university? I guess it was a little bit arrogant, right? But that was kind of my thought. And I sat on the bus next to this woman every day. And after maybe about 2 months, and this is Britain, so we don't really talk to strangers, you know. Maybe in the US, on the first day, they would have started talking. But this was the UK, please remember. So every day for 2 months, you know, she sat here and I sat here and we just like, you know, looked at each other like this. And then one day I was reading this book and it was a book about Greek mythology. And she suddenly is very excited. She's like, oh, and she is very excited and she clearly wants to talk to me. And then she says, oh, I'm so sorry. Please read it. You need to know how it ends. And I don't know if you guys know the book, The Iliad. The Iliad. Let me share my screen. Maybe I can show you guys. I think even if you don't know it, you may have heard the name in Thai. The Iliad. The Iliad is one of the most famous stories in like the whole of Western civilization. It's something like in India, you know, you have like the Ramayana, these stories like this, right? This is like that for Europe. Okay, so this is Homer, you know, probably the most famous author of all time in the West. And as you can tell, it's about a war. It's about a war. It's the story of a war on a city called Troy. And it's very, very, very famous. And it was written, when do we think it was written? Actually, to be honest, people really don't know when it was written. Yeah, it is one of the oldest works of literature still widely read by modern audiences. And actually, it's not a book, it's an epic poem. It's an epic poem. And when is it from? It's from the 8th century BC. So 800 years, like I guess 2,800 years ago, right? So it's very old. And anyway, she saw that I was reading this book and she says to me, I don't want to spoil it for you. And I said, spoil it for me? Of course I know what happens. Even if I have not read this book before, like everybody knows what has happened. Everybody knows the story of this. So I was kind of laughing at her, like, what do you mean, spoil it for me? But it turns out that actually she studied classics. So that means ancient Greek and ancient Latin and their stories and history at Oxford University. And so we started to talk, and she was like, I think many people have a story of a teacher that changed their life in some way. She was never my real teacher. Like, we just sat next to each other on the bus. She didn't go to my school. I was maybe 16 at this time. And she actually talked to me like I was an adult. She asked me questions. She seemed to be actually interested in the things that I had to say. If I said something that I thought was, very clever, I thought I was very clever, she would say, and she would like ask me more questions about it, right? Treating me like I was a university student. And she just told me so much about Greek history and Greek mythology. And she then said, hey, I know that you didn't consider going to university because you don't like school, but if you go, I think you will find people there who are like you. Like, I think you will find friends. And I only knew her for maybe 2 months, and every day just on the bus, like just half an hour on the bus. And she asked me so many things, and we talked even about my homework. She would ask, oh, what are you writing? Because I was always writing things at the last minute on the bus. Like I didn't prepare it, I was just writing in my notebook like this on the bus. And she would always ask me, why are you doing it now? Why didn't you do it yesterday? And I said, oh, because it's boring. And she said, is it? Why is it boring? How is it boring? Explain to me how, like, I don't know, the Second World War, where so many people died, how is this boring, Melissa? And so she would ask me these kind of really difficult questions. And actually, I never got her contact information because one day, suddenly, I guess maybe she changed job. She's just stopped getting the bus. And she didn't have my email. I don't have her email. So I never saw her again, like in my whole life. And for the rest of that year, every day when I got to this stop, when she would normally get on the bus, I would like look out the window to see if she is going to be there, but she never came back. And I wish that I could write to her and tell her, the impact that she had on my life. But I guess it's one of those examples, ships passing in the night.
Thank you for sharing stories.
Thank you for sharing this beautiful story and touched my heart. I was like, if I can hug you now, I would give you the big hug now. It's so bad.
I'm also feeling quite sad. I'm like, oh, I don't even know her name. Her name was either Sharon or Shannon, but I'm very bad at remembering names. And she told me only one time. And then so what can I say? I'm looking for a middle-aged woman with brown hair whose name is either Sharon or Shannon. I will never find her again.
So similar story.
Oh, yeah.
So we have to keep in touch.
Yes.
In this group, we have to keep in touch. This is the behind.
Yeah, can I get in touch with you guys, like email or
I mean, for me, you can get in touch with my email, or you can just message me on Facebook. That's also okay.
what's Facebook? What's your Facebook name?
I will put it in I will put it in StreamYard.
Please.
Sorry, Insi has a very interesting comment. Insi says, when we face some English teachers, we feel like that we feel that we're going to say something wrong even when we haven't said anything yet. Actually, for me, when I faced this woman, that was exactly that, you know, like I was quite arrogant. Do you know this word? Yeah, I was quite overconfident because I thought I was very clever. You know, I was like the clever one in the class. Melissa knows everything. And then I met this woman and she just like ripped me apart. And I realized, oh, I know nothing. I know nothing. Yes, I think all good teachers are like that. Okay, I'll write my name in Facebook, Melissa Aoife May, and then I'll write it in Zoom also, okay? Yeah, so you can find me on Facebook with this name.
Thank you, teacher.
Okay, let's continue. Let me close my tab on the Iliad. And let's talk about, we just have, I think, 40 minutes, but we can still have an interesting discussion about this. So let me share my screen and let's begin. We can finish this maybe next week also. So today I want to talk to you guys about gender roles. What are gender roles? What does this mean?
Gender is made men already, right? Gender. Oh, sorry if I say wrong.
Gender. Yeah, gender doesn't mean man. Gender means man, woman, or if you are non-binary or any other gender, right? But throughout history, you know, usually man and woman. So when we talk about gender roles, we usually talk about men and women. And what are gender roles? Gender roles are like the kinds of things that women usually do and the kinds of things that men usually do. For example, in the family, what is the job of the woman? What is the job of the man? Or if we go to the workplace, what is the job of the woman in the workplace? What is the job of the man in the workplace, traditionally? And how does this affect our modern life? So, every time, hang on. Okay, so we have some warm-up questions, which I'd like to ask you guys, and I'm very interested to hear your opinions since I'm not from Thailand. So are women typically the primary caregivers in your country? What does that mean? It means the people who usually look after children or old people, or maybe they will look after their husband. A primary caregiver. Primary means what? What does primary mean? Primary means first or most important, yeah. Primary means first or most important. And caregiver is someone who looks after somebody, right? Who takes care of somebody. So are women usually the people that look after others in Thailand?
Would like to share? You know?
I think P. Danny. P. Danny wants to share.
Okay. I will share. Okay. For this, I think that in the past, previous year, many years ago, I think that women want to take care of the man, of the father, of the grandfather, everyone. But nowadays, it's quite small family than before. Before one house, together with grandparents, grandmother, husband, wife, and children. But right now, they separate. Someone moved from the side to Bangkok and got the house, just small house in one family. And in the family, the husband working, the wife working, and like the tribe, the children. Sometimes I don't know because I'm working full time. My family is so small because and my husband working in another country. He work and take care
Hmm.
He go to school with me, working at school. Yes. But for the other family, I don't know. Sorry.
Thank you for sharing. So, in your family, actually, it sounds like even though your family is now much smaller, so in English, we have two types of family, right? We have nuclear family and, well, maybe three types of family. 4 types of family. So we have the nuclear family, and I can never say this word. I always pronounce this word wrong. So just please look up yourself how you should pronounce this word. I say nuclear, the nuclear family. The nuclear family is what? Do you guys know? The nuclear family, nuclear energy, right, is like the big bomb. Nuclear family, the nucleus of something is the center part of something. So a nuclear family means like just 2 parents and children, and that's all. So in the nuclear family, there are no grandparents, there are no cousins, there is no aunt and uncle. And in many Western houses, it's just one nuclear family. Now, in the past, it wasn't like that, but now it's just one nuclear family. So maybe the grandparents, they will live like in their own house. Then we have extended family. Who is your extended family?
The family that live together like a big family. Just my idea.
Yeah, that's exactly it. A big family living together. So, for example, let's say you live with your cousins, your grandparents, you live together with everybody. This is an extended family, an extended family. Or if you live in a nuclear family and you talk about your extended family, this means other people in your family that don't live with you. So, for example, I could say, in my extended family, I have many people that I have never met. I have never met some people in my family. Then we have a patchwork family. And before I tell you guys the definition of this, I'm going to show you what patchwork is, and then maybe you can guess what a patchwork family means. This is patchwork. This type of art is patchwork. So what you do is you cut up bits of material and you stick them together to make a big quilt for the bed. So maybe there are some old t-shirts in here, maybe there are some old towels, right? And you stick them together like this to make art or to make a blanket, to make a bed. So what do you guys think a patchwork family then could be?
Like so many kinds of the head mixed together, like a baby, and then the elder one.
It could be like that. That definitely makes sense from the definition of patchwork. A patchwork family is when you add bits to the family later on. For example, let's say that my parents divorce. Actually, we can use me as an example. So my parents divorced when I was 12 years old, okay? My mother has not met anyone else. She is just by herself. So there is nothing there. But my father met and married another woman who is now my stepmother. And my stepmother has 3 children. And 2 of those children also have husbands and wives. So, but they are older than me. They are like 35, right? They are much older than me. So I don't know them well. This is a patchwork family. It means like, imagine you just add bits to the family like this. So it's not a traditional family with one man, one woman, like finished. Maybe you add some things, or maybe in a patchwork family, you have like 3 or 4 people that are raising their children all together, right? Not just 2 people. So a patchwork family is like kind of a crazy family, you can say it, but a family that is not traditional, and you add family later on. So you kind of get new family as you grow up. That's a patchwork family. So nuclear family, 2 parents and children, that's all. Extended family is everyone living together, like your grandparents, your cousins, everyone. Patchwork family is a non-traditional family, like the example that I gave of my family. My family is a patchwork family. And a chosen family, what do you guys think this will be?
I think that the family that adult the girl or the boy to be the family. I'm not sure.
So, yeah, what does anyone else think? What could it be? Like a foster. Ah, is your daughter bilingual? Is she a Thai and an English speaker? Whoa, wow, trilingual. Wow, that's so cool.
Northeastern. And they say Isan, like the video that you see on last time that I said in the video.
Oh, okay. Wow. That's so cool. Okay, so a chosen family, not quite. Maybe if you have a foster family, that could maybe be a patchwork family, right? Because like you add a child. Maybe the child is 16, but you add a child. That's kind of like a patchwork family. A chosen family is usually a family actually of adults. It's a family of adults, and maybe they are friends, but they live together in a way that is like family. So for example, let's say you have 6 or 7 friends, they spend 10 years or 15 years living together. And they know, they know everything about each other. And for some people, so particularly if you are from a minority group or a religious group, maybe you ran away from your home. If you don't have any connections to your own family, you can make a chosen family. And so for these people, maybe they don't have a nuclear family, extended family. They only have their own family, which they decide as they are adults. So that's what we call a chosen family. So maybe for people who have lost their family. So we call this a chosen family. Or maybe, for example, let's say, for example, in the UK, if you are transgender, many Christian people still are not going to accept this. But if you want to live as a woman, for example, maybe your parents will kick you out, right? It's really sad, but it happens. And so in that case, you have to find your own support network. You have to find your own family. So in that case, we will say chosen family. Okay.
Thank you for sharing, very clear.
Thank you. Okay, let's move on to the second question. What jobs would you be surprised to see a woman doing? And maybe you know that you shouldn't be surprised, but you still feel surprised. For me, there was a moment in university where I was messaging this woman, well, I didn't know she was a woman, called like Alex, I don't know, I can't remember the surname, something. Let's say Alex Smith. And because Alex Smith was a professor of linguistics, I assumed that Alex Smith was a man. Right? Even though we have many women professors, I still, in my mind, thought, Alex, that's a man. But actually, of course, Alex Smith was a woman. So have you guys had an experience like this? Or what jobs would you be surprised to see a woman doing?
Can I just explain? But I'm not sure I can explain that's qualified or not.
Mhm.
In the TV show today, I saw the one who worked in the temple, take care of the cremation, the dead body cremation.
Ah,
She's very beautiful. She's just like a teenager. But for this duty, just only men, the old men.
oh, okay.
But just today, I saw her. I was so surprised, and she looked so happy. If I can try to be job like this, I will try. So excited.
Okay. I'm not quite sure what to say to that one. But yeah, things like this, right? Things when traditionally it's the man who does it. Maybe when the woman does it, you feel quite surprised. What else? Has anyone else had this experience?
So quiet, dead there.
Beep, beep, beep.
It's very sad. You can share. Maybe you get more experience.
Oh, I have so many of these experiences. I think that we all do, to be honest. I think that we all came across a situation and then when it's a woman, we are very shocked. For example, do you guys know, do you know what blacksmithing is? I will show you.
The one who worked with the island, right? Blacksmith.
Exactly, this one, right? The person who works with iron, the person who makes these things. And you need a lot of strength to hold the hammer and bash, bash, like this, right? But I remember,
Very hard.
yeah, it's very hard. Like this, right? This is my typical, imagination of a blacksmith. He looks like this. He's old. He's got very big arms. He works with this fire. But when I was about 9 or 10, I remember I saw this woman, and she was also huge. She was like a big woman. But she was a blacksmith. I remember she took off her helmet, and she was a woman, and I was, I was very shocked.
Yeah, I haven't seen the lady one who working like that before as well.
But they exist. No, you're okay. That's all. I finished. But you can see there are women who do this. But you can see that actually most of the women who do this, can you see they have very strong arms? They have very strong. Someone on Facebook says, in this day, women can work like men. Yes, they absolutely can. But there are some things, right, which maybe because in the past women never did those jobs, maybe it's still surprising for us to see. Okay. So what are traditional gender roles? Can you think of what is an example of a traditional gender role for a man? What does he do in the family? The man, strong. What does he do in the family?
Can I share?
Please.
In Thailand, when I was young, my dad is very hard to take care of the family. He works everything. He can do everything. Everything. He's my hero. Yes.
Oh,
The mother just take care of the kids, take care of the children. Like a cook, like a wash the clothes, and prepare everything ready for the daddy to come back. But the daddy works so hard. Yes, like this.
so the man goes out to work and the woman stays in to work, right?
Yes, right. To take care of the baby, to take care of the teenager, to prepare the dinner for everyone. Like this. Yes.
I think it's the same in many cultures. It's also the same traditionally in the UK also, but now it's changing a bit. Okay. Another question. Oh, sorry. Please.
The traditional role for male is soldier.
Mm.
And you can remember the story that I shared with you about Na and Mark.
Mm.
Remember that Mark had to go to the military during the war, and Mark had to stay at home. She didn't go to the war. Only Mark, only husband, go to the war.
Mm.
And also in China, in Soya,
Mulan, right? Hua Mulan.
like yeah, this is the role shape for men.
Mm. Yeah, the man is the fighter and the protector, and the woman is the caregiver, right? The mother, the kind one, the soft one. Mm. Yeah, nice. Does anyone else have anything to say on question 3?
Yes, I do, teacher.
Please.
For me, traditional gender in Thailand, when you older kid, you have to be like taking care, look after to your brother and sister.
Mm.
Also,
When you are a boy or when you are a girl?
even boy or girl.
Okay. This question is asking about gender.
Oh, gender. Oh,
Yeah. No, but it's interesting to know. I think that in many Asian cultures, there is a very strong idea of the big brother and the big sister, right? Like what the big brother, the older brother does, the older sister. I noticed that in China and Korea also. Yeah, thank you. Okay, and question 4. Are most households dual income? Dual means 2, right? Dual means 2. And income means salary. So are most households in Thailand dual income? This means does both the man and the woman typically go to work?
Can I share?
Mm-hmm.
The one that I know, some family, the man want to make life and living by the money. Sorry, how can I say? Make money to take care of family, and the woman just only take care of everything in the house. But some of the family, most of them, like working to earn money by the.
And then if both of them are working, who takes care of the children?
Right now, it's nursery.
Oh. Or maybe still the woman, right? Maybe still the woman. I don't know if this is the problem in Thailand, but in the UK, we now have quite a serious problem that women, they are working like outside the same amount as men. So if men are working 40 hours, women maybe are also working 40 hours. But then the man comes home and he can relax. But the woman comes home and she still has 3 children. She still has a house to clean. She still has like 2 cats and a dog and, you know, an old mother to look after. So now we have the problem that actually previously, even if maybe it wasn't fair that women couldn't work, at least they didn't have to work, right? But now they have to work and somehow they also have to look after the family. So this is kind of the problem we have in the UK at the moment. I don't know, is there a problem like this in Thailand also?
Almost the same thing, almost the same. But the house solution for the UK from this.
The solution is usually that the women are very stressed and have a terrible life. I don't know if we found a perfect solution. You can send a child to nursery in the UK or kindergarten, but it's so expensive. It's just so expensive. And also in the UK, we have the problem that we don't have many extended families. So in an extended family, maybe the grandparents can help to look after the child, or the aunt or the uncle. But if it's just a nuclear family, then the woman still has to do it, even if she is very busy and she can't sleep. Okay. I think that's a very good. Oh, interesting. Wow. What do you guys think about this kind of childhood?
So lonely. So lonely.
It sounds a little difficult.
The child need to close to the parents, and the parents got the short time to stay with the children, just only 10 or 20 years, and after that they got away. The idea of themselves. We cannot cover everything. We just like to be friends after 20 years. Only be friends, good friends as well. And for me, we make like a permission together, mix men together before we live together. We have to share, we have to know each other. Like, I don't like to iron.
I like it. This is good.
I never wash the car any time. And I don't know how to like fill up the gasoline of my car. Just only him. But when he went to the market, his car teach me to drive to the station, and this car is of the gasoline. You have to fill up to the car. Don't take the wrong ones, okay? But for cooking, he prefer me to cook for him. He said, "Oh, it's very delicious." That is. That's why I'm so wicked. If I do everything in the house, maybe I will throw something away, like broken. But for the other, it's up to the cooker. If they make like a commitment or makes it say together before they together, it's gonna be like okay. Thank you for listening.
Thank you for sharing. And to be honest, as a young person, I always want to hear some life wisdom and life lessons from people older than me. Okay, let's have a look. We don't have very much time, but let's talk about some of these very important words, okay? So first of all, I'd like to talk about this one. We talked about primary, right? Primary here means main. Primary means main. The homemaker. Who is the homemaker? Who is the homemaker? Ooh.
I try to read.
Oh, sorry.
I think number D, teacher.
A person who looks after the household duties. Yes, exactly.
Okay. And next to the breadwinner.
Who is the breadwinner? The breadwinner. Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Yeah, the breadwinner is the person who earns the money for the family. Well done. Yeah. Oh, Danny is just. No, it's good. Continue, please. Dual income. Choice A? Yes. Yeah, having two adults in a family that both contribute financially. Traditional is this one, right? Based on old-fashioned ideas. The breadwinner, the person who wins the bread, right? The person who has the money to buy the bread. Okay. And I think also homemaker is quite a nice word because usually we say housewife, but now actually some people realize that it can also be the man. So this is like a word that is gender neutral. It doesn't mean man or woman. House husband, you can have a house husband, but this word in English sounds very, very funny. It sounds like he is like a young, beautiful man who doesn't do anything. He just like sits there and is beautiful, you know? He sounds like this, this kind of man. Okay. Chore. Chore. A duty that needs to be done to keep a household clean and functioning. Yes, very good. And having, yeah.
I don't know the
Spouse is, yeah, spouse means husband or wife. So your spouse. Oh, someone is listening. It's not housemaker, it's homemaker. Someone, it's homemaker. Stress, yes, sorry. There is something wrong with my computer today. Stress, yes. And finally? Yes, but do you guys, sometimes we have this expression in English, a good compromise makes everyone angry. Because no one wins, no one is happy. But let's say, for example, English for peace of mind. We should all learn from P. Danny. But let's say, it's okay.
I want to make him to be calm down and live peacefully. Don't fight each other. Crap, crap, crap.
English for peace of mind. Okay, but for example, if I want to watch film A and my brother wants to watch film B, what is a compromise where we are both happy? Exactly, exactly. So maybe either no one watches a film or we watch film C and nobody wants to watch film C. So, so, but no, I absolutely agree with you. There is, of course, a happy medium, but sometimes a happy medium is not possible, I think. A happy medium, what is the medium? A medium means like average or the middle. Yeah, average or the middle. Okay, so I'm going to ask you guys now, what is your least favorite chore? What chore do you hate doing?
Washing the clothes and iron. I never wash them.
Oh, that's also your husband.
Yes, right.
Hmm.
Machine washing clothes. And I got the hand of my husband, the machine to iron my clothes as well.
I think you're living a pretty good life, P. Danny. Okay, what about you, Peanut? What do you think?
I don't have any. Actually, my personally, I love doing chores. I can do all this. It's nice, like I can release my stress. To be honest,
Really?
can I be with you?
Can I can I learn this gift?
Only for you, only. I will buy all day for you. I'm happy, so love you. You so love me. I love you, you know. Yeah. I love you too. To be honest, you know, I love doing chores. I can clean house and doing jobs and all this.
Wow.
To be honest.
I am saluting you. I'm taking my hat off to you, right, in respect. What about you, Duck?
I don't mind to clean the restroom
Hmm,
or toilet.
I can understand that.
I can do that for you too, though.
Thank you. And
You can help.
the thing that I love to do is cooking.
Oh, okay. Who else do we have here?
Yeah, sure.
For me, there are many chores that I do like to do. I love to do laundry. It feels very, satisfying. Yeah, like I don't love to iron. Well, I like ironing, but I'm not very good at ironing. I think maybe if I could get a chance, because it's quite nice, like the sound that it makes, like it's quite nice. So I can understand that. And for me, I also enjoy tidying up. Like if there is a messy room, I like to make it tidy. And I like every morning, for 20 minutes to tidy everything. And then in the lunchtime and then in the evening, like to tidy everything. I like doing that. But for me, I really am terrified of the kitchen. I'm so scared of the kitchen. I don't necessarily mean cooking. I mean that food for me is very disgusting. Like if I have to clean the fridge, the refrigerator, for example, and I have to like put my hand and oh, I don't like it.
I'll do it for you, teacher.
Thank you. Okay, let's leave this for today. And then let me check. I think we have one more lesson, right? I think we have one more lesson. Let me double check. Yeah, we have one more lesson. We have one more lesson on Monday. So we will finish this on Monday, and that will be our last lesson together.
Oh, I will miss you. I will miss you.
Sad to hear that.
Oh,
You guys have been a great group of students, but let's not get too sad too quickly. We still have one more lesson, and we still have tomorrow's class, and then like 3 other morning classes, okay? So you will still see me a lot.
I think we had another makeup class because on Monday we have canceled the class on Monday.
Oh, I didn't know that. Please tell me about that in my Facebook. It's okay. Please tell me on Facebook. We can talk about it. Okay. Thank you very much, everyone, and I will see you all later. Have a good evening. Thank you, PM Sec. I'm sorry. This was like a woman's conversation. Bye.